All right, let's see. All right, we're recording. Let's go. All right, what's good, Shadows? Welcome back to another video. If y'all new here, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. Follow me on my Instagram and TikTok at Ricky the Shadow. And yeah, so today we're gonna do something that I've been trying to do for like a week now. So and yeah, basically we got something special. We got none other than Black Couch Booking in the house, man. Come on, man. Introduce yourself and everything, man.
YouTube, what's going on, man? Black House Booking here with Ricky the Shadow. New video. If you subscribe to Ricky already, watch his old videos. If you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. And if you're not subscribed to me, subscribe to my channel. And if you all subscribe, watch all the videos combined. We dropping more consistently, man. We
Yeah,
dropped the banger the other day. So I'm here, Ricky the Shadow. I'm ready to get it in.
yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. First of all, how you been, man? Everything good?
Man, I'm good, man. You caught, man. First things first,
Mhm.
man. They ain't paying us, but you caught me on a good week, man. I just
Yeah.
just dropped just dropped something real interesting. Got the people buzzing, man. We might have another one on our hands, so y'all gonna see that soon if y'all haven't seen it already. So just dropping content, just keep going, bro.
That's what's up. All right, man. So, man, I got a couple questions I actually wrote down this time
With it.
because since last week, a lot of stuff got announced by WWE, man. Like a lot. So yeah, man. So apparently, let me see. I want to start off with this one, man. What do you think about them adding a women's speed title, man? They're gonna start doing a tournament, and when we first did this, man. If for those of y'all that don't know, this is like the second time we're trying this. The first one was a little something little got messed up, but basically, I always said it. The speed title felt like it wants to be like a cruiserweight title, but it's not. And I guess it's a good thing in a way because it's like, okay, now you got more opportunities for women, which is something me and you both agree they should definitely WWE should definitely try to do more with titles. But the thing is, it's like the way the speed title is not even on TV, is only on X, is on Twitter. It's like I don't know what was even the point. But what's your thoughts on that, bro?
you know, I don't think it's a good idea, bro.
Mm,
If because I don't even know. Like I said, I don't be on X Twitter, so I really wouldn't know. But I don't even know if they're even promoting the men's speed title champion, which is
right.
my favorite wrestler. So it's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, if even if a favorite of Andrade not paying attention to that, I don't even know if he's still the champion at this point.
Right.
Like, so it's kind of like if you're gonna do something like that, what you
Mm-hmm.
could have at least did was make it YouTube or something like that. Like the
Yes.
speed title, the matches are on YouTube because I'm sure I think AEW should do something like that, where it's like AEW Dark or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a good concept, good idea because WWE has over 100 million subscribers on YouTube. Why
Yeah.
not make it a YouTube thing? Because people are gonna watch it. It's I don't want to say it's good for the women because they don't even have bring the speed championship out on TV. So at least Andrade don't walk around with the belt. He don't his entrance. He doesn't have the belt. So it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like yeah, okay. So watch this is what's gonna happen, right? Zelina Vega is gonna be the speed champion,
Mm.
and I think she's gonna be the speed champion because if it's on Twitter, she has probably one of the biggest Twitter followings out of all of them because of the things she does outside of WWE. So it makes sense that
Yeah.
she will be the speed champion. And they're gonna try to make it like, oh, well, this is Zelina Vega's been asking for a chance. She's been rating on Twitter, so we
Mm-hmm.
put her in the tournament. Is she gonna win? But it's not gonna mean anything
Right.
because when you watch Monday Night Raw, you're gonna be like, they're gonna say, and the speed champion. I'm like, oh shit, when is she? Where's the belt? She a champion. So
Exactly.
like, it'll it, don't they this should be something for people who are like low, like extremely low card.
I
Like
agree.
if somebody like a Shayna, which is very sad to say, somebody like a no, I'll say somebody like a Mia Yim. If somebody like a
Mm.
Mia Yim was to become a speed champion, I'm like, all right, that's cool, because we don't see her wrestle on TV anyway. And when she does, we know she's gonna lose. So
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? But somebody like a Shayna Baszler's in the program, so she don't need to do that. Somebody like a Zelina Vega, she's not in the program, but she just too world renowned to be like subjected to being a speed champion.
Right.
Make Lyra Valkyrie the speed champion. Fuck it, like
Like I agree.
I think
I agree.
Why not?
I wouldn't even mind like seeing something like it sucks to say this because I used to be a really big fan of hers, but it's like I guess I'd rather see someone like Natalia win it just because
I,
it's like
I was gonna say that, but I was like, damn, that's kind of disrespectful, bro.
yeah,
I ain't
that's
gonna,
the thing,
I was thinking that too. I'm like,
right? My thing is I was such a big fan of her, especially when I was little, right? But the thing is, I don't know what it is. Like I felt like her best work was like during the Nikki Bella whole feud.
yeah,
That was, in my opinion, her best work. That title reign really wasn't it when she beat Naomi for it. In my opinion, I felt like she was more of a oh here holding on for this long until Charlotte comes back, which is exactly what happened. And yeah, so as much as I hate to say it, I could see someone like Natalia going there and winning that. I'm I'm 50-50 with the Zelina Vega thing just because it's like yes, I want her to have a belt, but at the same time it's like for her to just be a speed championship, it's like I guess as a fan, good for her, but it's like bro, when Ricochet became the first ever one, he didn't show up on TV with it. Andrade's not showing up on TV with it. And it's like, and I guess that's because X probably paid for it to be exclusive, but it's like, that's a dumb deal from WWE's part just because it's like, what's the point of having a belt if it's not going to be on TV? Like, I'm not saying obviously it's going to have to be defended on X, but what you
yeah,
do is you make matches like that or you start feuds on Raw or SmackDown and then the match happens on X so people could be interested because when the storytelling is good, people will definitely go for the match. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, man. Like I guess it's good for the women. Is one step closer to the mid card title. NXT got the women's North American title. Now Speed got the women's Speed title. But I just I just really hope WWE doesn't do something stupid because like my biggest fear is because you know how they're letting a lot of YouTubers and stuff like that now in. My biggest fear is they do some corny shit where they grab iShow's Speed and make him or be a Speed champion or something. Like if they do that corny shit, because it's like because I just saw a video of him doing some appearance at some WWE thing. I don't know what it was. He came out to Randy's music. And it's like, oh man, I hope they don't do nothing as stupid. It'd be like, hey, it would be funny if iShow Speed goes and wrestles for the Speed Championship or does some crazy shit like that. Like, and I want to get your thoughts on that, man. What you think about like, I guess social media personalities and stuff like that being in wrestling all of a sudden and stuff like that? What do you think?
yeah, man. I mean, as far if they part time, so my issue with Logan Paul was
Mm-hmm.
that when he won the championship at a time where there was two other people who should have won it from Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
How do you have Rey Mysterio take Santos Escobar's place to get the belt and
Yeah.
then don't have them feud for the belt?
Mm-hmm.
Like it just doesn't make sense. You basically killed all his momentum.
Yeah.
And then at the time, even before that, you could have had LA Knight. Rey Mysterio, LA Knight could have got into it without even having it to be like a hard feelings type of feud. You could have kept LA Knight babyface and still have him get the belt off of Rey Mysterio
Mm-hmm.
because they knew Rey Mysterio was going to go to Raw anyway in advance. Like they know these things. So I'm
Yeah.
like, bro. So it's like Logan Paul was fine. He was just okay. That's a good match for somebody who's never done this before. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's a nice spot with Ricochet. Okay, cool. But then when you put the belt on him, it's like I mean, people are gonna argue nothing is earned. It's whoever the creative wants to have the
Yeah.
belt. But that's not true to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Backstage things matter. It matters the type of shape you in. It matters what you've done to
Mm-hmm.
help put over or increase other talent.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to say a guy like Santos Escobar shouldn't have feuded with Rey Mysterio, and that would have been easy to do. You could have had Dominic interfere in the match, and that's the reason why Rey Mysterio lost. So then that's justification for why they ended up going at it at WrestleMania, besides just a random LWO versus Legado Fantasma match just to fill up the card. Like that would have added to the story more. So
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Like Bad Bunny was probably the best example of, all right, bro, you here? Yup, make 2 show appearances, premium live event. All right, get out of here. See you later. Like,
Yeah.
Logan Paul signed an actual contract, took up actual money, and then won the championship. Which, I mean, it worked out for them in the end because you see a lot of casual fans of Logan Paul watching and commenting
Right.
on it. and then he got the Prime deal, and then so both of them, I guess it
Yeah.
was a fair exchange, but at the detriment of people who actually need the title to enhance their character. Like
Mhm.
some people need the belt. LA Knight needed a belt
Yeah.
because if not, he's just a guy at that point.
Bruh.
He's just a catchphrase, and
He's
he's never
just
going to be
there.
nothing.
Yeah.
Like at least Jay Uso, at least was it, he can say he can make an argument that he's a part of top 3 tag teams of all time
Mhm.
or top 5 of all time at least. LA Knight would never have an argument if he never won a belt.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said for sure. My thing is with the whole celebrity thing is like my biggest worry is like I get it. You want like social media presence and stuff like that, especially nowadays in age when everything is on social media, like everything. My thing is like, for example, the actual speed thing. I don't really like it just because it's like yeah, I get it. The dude's somewhat funny. It's somewhat entertaining. Obviously, the dude knows how to jump over a car and stuff. But it's like it's gonna get at the point where I feel like we're gonna go through that age where like I don't know if you remember there was a time where every Monday Night Raw for like what a straight year or two there was a celebrity guest host,
Yeah,
and I'm like, listen, some made sense. Like for example, when Shaquille O'Neal was there and he was facing off against Big Show. Okay, that's entertaining. But then it was like you had all these other random ass celebrities that made no sense. That's just I just hope they don't go through that route, you know?
yeah, they're letting time keep progressing where they're missing the opportunity. The only celebrity right now that makes logical sense to me is Conor McGregor because
Mm.
easily just do Conor McGregor versus Sheamus and just get out the way. They were chirping on Twitter. You can
Yep.
get Becky
For
involved if
years.
she comes back, which she will come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they keep missing the opportunity, and somebody who can actually bring something to the product, and it's an easy deal to make.
Yeah.
TKO, UFC, WWE. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, bro, you messed up that last fight, bro. You wasn't ready. You got hurt during camp. Get your ass in WWE, make us that money back right now.
No,
That's all you got to do.
I
Like
agree. You know what?
I don't get.
I agree. Just because it's like, first of all, this the Conor McGregor thing. Even before the TKO deal, people have been talking about him coming to the WWE because he's sort of like he's the Stone Cold Steve Austin of UFC. If you don't watch UFC, you know who he is. You know his face. So I 100% agree. This was been talked about. People always wanted this, and everybody thought, you know, it would actually happen now that they got the deal. So far, nothing's happened. Um, I would love to see it. I think McGregor, literally, the dude can talk his ass off. He's the definition of give him a mic, he'll steal the show. So yeah, I agree. I know right now he's busy with his bare knuckle fighting league he just bought, so he's doing his thing there. But who knows, man? I would love to see that. I would love to see McGregor in WWE. You know, it just makes sense in my opinion. Like, but
Better
yeah.
than Ronda. It'll work out more than Ronda Rousey. I know that for a fact.
Oh, you know what? I 100% agree. I think the problem with Ronda was they should have easily just done what you did with Brock when he came back. Keep him pay per views, and I think her being every week kind of exposed her like flaws, but also her promo wasn't really it neither. Like I can't remember a promo where I was like, oh damn. Like probably the one with Nikki Bella, but like she just said what everybody else says, like, oh, you used to date John Cena, now you ain't. So yeah, I think that was her issue. What do you think about that run?
Man, the first run wasn't bad. The
Hmm.
match with Triple H and Stephanie Man at WrestleMania was actually pretty entertaining, more than I thought, because
Hmm.
it was so random that she would just team up with Kurt Angle of all people. And I
Right.
think that's what she teamed with, but it was cool or whatever. What When things started getting weird with Ronda Rousey, the stuff backstage I think ruined her more than anything. Because even
Yes.
when they had the triple threat match at WrestleMania, the first women's main event at WrestleMania, I was into it. It was a great match, even though they had to put Charlotte in because they had to hide a lot of stuff that Ronda was, they're like, oh no, we can't do this, and we got to have a better story because Charlotte and Becky, they want that, but Ronda's there, fuck it, make it for both of the belts. But the backstage stuff, even though she wasn't wrong,
Hmm.
her complaining about how they write the women's division, I give her credit for that. And every video I talk about the women's division, Ronda Rousey was
Hmm.
right. However, you of all people to come in and complain about that from the jump when you had multiple WrestleMania matches, you had multiple title reigns,
Yep.
you got to be tag team champion, you got to be Raw and basically SmackDown Women's Champions. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
You complaining the writing isn't good for us, but you're the main one that's benefiting from it, even if it's not.
Exactly.
So if she would have kept her mouth shut, she would have been fine. Because now you see how
Yeah.
that Ring of Honor ain't work out. So
Li- I think she did one appearance, was her debut, and that was it, right? Like,
but I remember seeing it, and I
hmm
was like, damn, going to AEW. I guess AEW said nah.
yeah, like nothing happened. I think the problem with Ronda was she was right, but for her to complain was crazy because her first night, she literally like took. I'm just gonna say it. You have Asuka win the first ever Women's Royal Rumble,
The
and
spotlight.
then Ronda comes and literally it's like
Mm-hmm.
okay, who cares? Look, one of the biggest UFC stars are here. Who cares about this chick from NXT who they're building up? And it's like you complaining, and then when she made her return with the second run, it to me it's like okay, we know how you really feel. Like she said it before, like she said mad shit about wrestling, like oh it's fake bullshit, da 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 da, and that's like so when she came back for her second run, I was like, we know you don't like this shit, so what the fuck is you doing here? Like, I
Man,
just couldn't
Ronda
stand
Rousey
it,
is one
man.
of the weirdest cases of
Right.
all I've ever seen. I've never seen somebody on top of the world in UFC
Mhm.
lose one time,
Mhm.
and that makes you want to end it all, delete yourself. I'm like, bro. And
Right.
then talk shit about WWE. You go to WWE, you make hella money,
Mhm.
and she's just never gonna be satisfied, basically,
Yeah.
bro.
No,
Like
her
she,
reputation's
she really
done.
could have been Brock Lesnar shit if she
She
really wanted
really could have. She
to get
had it.
behind it. But you
Yeah.
start talking shit, doing you don't do shoots until you leave the company for good.
Mhm.
Like, you don't do that shit. And then the Drew Gulak situation, I want to make a video about it so bad, but the details is just too like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
from what
Like.
I read though, I'm like, I don't know if you could justify firing him over that. I don't know,
Mhm.
bro. Mm-mm.
Right. Like that's my thing. I was even trying to talk about that topic, but the thing is, I'm like, maybe this is one of those things where you have to wait a little longer, just because
Mm-hmm.
it's like, first of all, we weren't there, so maybe she's telling the truth, maybe she's not. But in the end of the day, I will say this: Ronda's problem was she didn't wait to leave to talk shit. She was in no, she was in a rush to basically say shit, and I felt like with the whole book thing, I feel like her adding a lot of WWE shit is like, okay, are you trying to tell us your experience, or are you just talking shit? And I felt like she was more talking shit, not telling us her personal experience or anything. So, but I don't know, man. It's just weird. The Shayna Baszler storyline, that thing. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. I can never. It never worked before, and I don't think it ever work for you to say, "Oh, we're gonna have two wrestlers have a real legit fight," and then you have them do this scripted stuff. It just makes it seem more
Yeah.
faker than what people think it is. Because wrestling is not fake. People they injure themselves a lot, but when you do shit like we're gonna have two legit real fighters go in and fight, and then it's a scripted fight, it's like okay, this seems faker than Mick Foley jumping off Hell in a Cell. That seemed like it was done on purpose. This seems like, hey, jab me, do this, and it's like, oh no, like stuff like that can never work in my opinion, unless you, which I hope they're not gonna do this, but unless you're gonna let two MMAs or two boxers go in it for real, okay,
Actually,
but it's not, and I think they did that way back in the day, but if
yeah.
not, don't do this whole you guys are gonna have a legit real MMA fight, but here's the script for it, and it's like, no, it's just gonna be fake. And
That
anyone,
was
nah.
that was the probably top five worst match I've ever seen. And
Mm,
I was really watching the premium live event, and I was like, you know what? I knew they was gonna let Shayna Baszler win,
yeah.
but I was like, maybe they really let her actually like not fight for real, but at least do something. And
Hmm.
it wasn't on Shayna Baszler. I'll say this:
Yeah.
watching the match, Ronda Rousey made it look more choreographed than anything. Because even you can see the frustration when Shayna Baszler here in the crowd and shit. Because they did a good hype package for the match.
Hmm.
But then when they first of all, I don't like them coming out with the gis they had on. I'm like, yo,
Hmm.
y'all both coming out with karate outfits, bro. Just wear y'all
Right.
normal gear and
Right.
just because it could work. They don't do a lot of submission matches and stuff like that no more. But submission matches used to actually be a thing. Like it used
Yeah.
to work if you have a good submission. Shayna Baszler has a good submission move. Ronda Rousey decent submission moves.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know, bro. You could at least have the ending of the match be with somebody like they just start going at it, standing up, and somebody get knocked out,
Yeah.
pseudo knocked out. Like that would have been fire.
Yeah.
But I'm happy. Hey, I was happy for the result, but that's like one of the worst matches I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Agreed. I'll put it up there with Jimmy and Jay, the WrestleMania
Oh,
one. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say what I said to everybody. Everybody got mad at me. Everybody I know got mad at me when I said this, but I don't care. I'm just gonna say it. Jimmy and Jay is exactly what a Young Bucks match would look like if they was to break up and go 1-on-1. If they was ever
yeah.
to wrestle, that's exactly what you'll see. It's like a super kick is called a super kick for a reason. Yet these guys out here throwing these super kicks like they're jabs, like they're punches. I'm like,
Bro.
what the hell am I watching?
I want to know who produced that match. So I'm
I
gonna have to go look this
same
up. 'Cause
same.
I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't TJ. I know he didn't. He better not
Nah,
produce that.
nah, that
It
dude is on
wasn't
another level.
nobody like a Finley or nobody like X
Yeah,
Pac.
no.
Like it had to be somebody who just or they let them come up with the shit themselves. And if that's the case, that's even worse. Because obviously, if Jay Uso can have a amazing match with Roman Reigns, how can't you have a good match with your brother? I'm gonna put
Exactly.
it on Jimmy Uso to a certain extent because I've never seen him in a lot of solo matches. I've seen
Yeah.
Jay Uso in a lot of good solo matches, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it on him for now. But that shit was terrible, bro.
It
Like
was.
I don't know if they didn't have a lot of time. I'm watching this shit. I'm like, nah, it's no way. Because what they tried to do was how Jay
Mhm.
and Roman had just like the emotion.
Yeah.
Like their match was good because a lot of emotions you talking during the match. But what people don't understand is with their matches, you can hear the audio good because some matches was during the COVID time.
Yeah.
Some matches they just had the mic turned up, so when you on TV, you can really hear it, but you didn't really hear what they were saying at WrestleMania. Shit was too loud, so it's
Nah.
like that shit was bad, bro. Yeah, that's up there. That's up there. But I'm about to say Bobby Lashley. Shout out to Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar. One of the Brock Lesnar and Goldberg matches is up there
Oh
too. Is
yeah.
one of the worst. Oh my gosh, bro.
I
Brock
agree.
Lesnar has a
I
lot
agree.
of stinkers, bro.
I agree.
A lot of stinkers, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar redeemed himself because I thought the match with Omos was going to be bad, but
Mm-hmm.
it was actually a decent. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so they actually going to push Omos because that was a good ass match.
Yeah.
So what happened with that though? So
Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta ask you about this. WWE finally made it official. We're gonna have Damien versus Rhea. No, Damien and Rhea versus Dom and Liv. What's your thoughts on that, man?
I'm happy they went that route because you can't have this at Bash at Berlin. They're gonna do this
Yeah, it's at Bash Berlin.
because you can't have the title rematch that fast.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably gonna do it at Bad Blood, which is great. Hopefully, it's a stipulation match between. They just got to do it, man. They got to put Dominic up for grabs. His contract, something like let's get crazy with it. Since we doing all this,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm happy that they're gonna do it. I don't see a world where Damien and Rhea takes the loss in this, and they
Mm.
take the loss. I don't think. I think it's gonna actually add more momentum into the next match because unless you keep the storyline go where Rhea Ripley never beat Liv Morgan, so you're gonna make people think that she's gonna lose at Bad Blood. Well, she's not. It's no
Mm.
fucking way. After Bad Blood, it's probably done.
Right.
But I've been thinking I was gonna make a video, but I'm like, nah, it's not even worth it.
Mm.
I'm thinking we might get another twist, and I think like Rhea Ripley's gonna have to fight to get Dominic out of his trance and bring him back or
Mm.
over to that side. That would be a good twist because I can't see the long term where Liv Morgan is the one walking out with Dom going against Rey Mysterio
Okay.
unless everything is just done.
Right.
So it's either you're gonna finish it or you gotta have Dom and Rhea like reunite somehow. Because Damian Priest could be on his own at this point. He really doesn't need to be a Rhea Ripley. I think he's earned
Mm-hmm.
to at least just fight for the title and lose. He'll
Mm-hmm.
lose his rematch or whatever. But
Mm.
hopefully they do something like that and just give us a twist, but we don't keep the same thing going.
Mm. You know what? I think just from us, I don't think they're gonna finish this story just yet. Just because I feel like the end goal is definitely, at least for Damien's part, is gonna be Damien versus Finn.
Hmm.
I legit feel at Bash in Berlin is gonna be Damien and Rhea are literally about to win, and Finn comes up and does some bullshit, and Dom and Liv retain and win.
Ah,
That's how I see it. And then at Bad Blood, like I hate to say this, I don't see them being like, "Hey, Damien, get ready. You're getting your rematch anytime soon." I don't
yeah,
see it.
no,
I feel like I feel like they're gonna be like, just because they keep being weird with this rematch clause rule. Like 1 minute it's in, 1 minute it's not.
yeah.
So what I see is Damien costing Rhea and no, Finn costing Rhea and Damien, and at Bad Blood we're gonna have Damien versus Finn, and hopefully that's where the story ends. Because after that you really can't do much. Like he already, like actually, yeah, no, he already wrestled JD McDonough. He wrestled Carlito, and he's about to wrestle Dom in the tag match. So I think Finn Balor's gonna be the last stop, and I think they're gonna end that feud right there. Because I don't see them stretching that shit
I got
unless I see yeah. Because I only see the Survivor Series things. The last time we talked, I told you I can see Judgment Day versus New Judgment Day, but I can see who was it? I think I said it was Truth and Ray. I can see joining them to go against the New Judgment Day. That's how I see it ending. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
some heat, bro. The the loser leave the brand.
I see it that way. I
We
see it that
gotta
way.
get we gotta get Rhea and Bianca Belair together somehow, some way. So maybe you let Edge beat Matt Hardy and get out of there. Maybe the new Judgment Day versus the Terror Twins with whoever they want to partner up with. R Truth, Carlito comes over, or Ray, whoever.
Hmm.
Losers leave the brand. Rhea, Damien, whoever, they go to SmackDown, and then we can start working on the Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, because eventually, even if they let Tiffany Stratton successfully cash in on Nia Jax and take the belt, she's not holding that belt that long, I
I
don't
don't
think.
think so. No.
Triple H wants to pass the belt around, and what better way to do that? You have Bianca Belair beat Tiffany Stratton. You have Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley,
Mm.
and then Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton can have a match, or Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax even would be a good match for WrestleMania, last woman standing match, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think we could probably do something like that. Have loser lead brand, because you can't keep all of them on the same brand and not expect interferences and keep
Yeah.
going at it. You know what I'm saying, so I think that'll probably work out. SmackDown needs somebody right now, anyway. To
Yeah.
be honest,
I agree. I think that's how I see it. I think if it doesn't end at Bad Blood, it needs to end at Survivor Series. You know, And I just would love to say that. Of course, it's going to be War Games. I think they already announced that this year's going to be War Games again, which you already know my thoughts. I feel like this just 5-on-5 is something different, and it's simple, but it's like so different at the same time. But yeah, we're going to see how that turns out, man. But I want to ask you about this because we were talking about the women's speed title. What do you think if Do you think the European title should come back, and should it be a women's mid card title? Because and the reason why I would love to see that is because it's like that title, it wasn't necessarily treated like anything special, but it was different, and I feel like for what it was, it worked. And I know they got NXT Europe coming up. They keep saying about, so I don't know what you think about that, like bringing the European title back and making that a women's mid card title.
I mean, the European title with the white strap is a pretty good looking design.
Yeah.